Hello students, we are going to start with EVS unit number 9 of Yogo. It is a tracking portion of the chapter. Let's see. Mountaineering camp. So we all know about the camp. Camp is the place where we go. There is the mountain range, hilly range, where you go up to the mountain through camp. So Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Uttarkashi. We were at the mountaineering camp and were very excited. 20 of us were teachers from Kendriya Vidyalayas. So it is telling about that they were at the mountaineering camp and they were very excited, and among them 20 of them were teachers from Kendriya Vidyalayas. They were the teachers from the Kendriya Vidyalayas, and there were other women from banks and other institutions. So it is telling that there were other women also from banks and institutions. Other than teachers, there were women and from banks and institutions. So today was the second day of the camp. In the morning, as I got out of bed and put my foot down, I screamed in pain. So it is telling that today was the second day of the camp, and when the lady got up, he screamed because of the pain in his foot. So I remembered yesterday's 26-kilometer walk with the heavy rucksack on my back. So it is telling that the pain was happening because of the walk which they had done yesterday. That was 26 kilometers, and there was heavy bag also. Rucksack means there was heavy bag on their back. I was afraid to go back to that steep climb and the rough narrow path. So the lady was afraid to go back on that path, on that rough and climbing path. With tears in my eyes, I started walking slowly towards the room of Brigadier Gyan Singh, the director of our adventure course. So it is telling that with tears in my eyes, with tears in her eyes, in that girl's eyes, lady's eyes, he started walking at the director, who was Brigadier Gyan Singh, the director of their adventure, of their camping track. So I was thinking of what I would say to excuse myself from that day's trek. Suddenly I heard his deep voice from behind. So the lady was about to make excuse that how she could make excuse and can be saved from the second day's trek. Madam. And suddenly she heard the voice coming from back. So the voice was, Madam, what are you doing here at breakfast time? Hurry up, otherwise you will have to trek on an empty stomach. So the voice was of the director, and the director was telling to this lady that what are you doing here at the breakfast time, and if you do not eat your breakfast you have to trek an empty stomach, means you will get nothing to eat. So, sir, I could not say any more. So this lady was going to say something. She said, sir, but she was not able to say anything. She was not able to say anything. Now, you have come to tell me that you have blisters on your feet, that you cannot walk, isn't it? So, that director is telling that you are going to say that you have pain in your blisters, pain in your feet, and you cannot walk. So the lady is saying that, yes sir, that is nothing new, now get ready quickly. So director is telling that it's nothing new, now you get ready. I hung my head and rushed back to get ready. I had just turned when I heard his voice again. So the girl said yes, rushed back to get ready. Now I had just turned back when I heard his voice again. So again the director called him, and she heard the voice and turned back. Listen, madam, you will lead group number 7. You will have to help any member who has difficulty climbing the mountain. So the director is telling that you have to lead the group number 7. You have to lead the group 7 and you have to help them by climbing the mountain. You have already been told about the responsibilities of a group leader in the mountains. So director is telling that I have already told the responsibility of what the leader has, the responsibilities of the leader. Now see, imagine, what do you think about the paths on the mountains? Draw a picture. So you have to draw a picture about the paths on the mountains. Now see, a big responsibility. I started talking about what a leader must do. So the lady was thinking that what a leader can do. So help others in carrying their bags. So she was thinking that by climbing the mountain, I have to help others by carrying their bag. Let the other group go ahead and keep to the last. So so she was thinking that I have to let the group go ahead in front of me and I have to remain last. Help those who cannot climb properly. So I have to help those that who cannot climb properly. I have to help them find a good place to stop and rest. So I have to find a stop to place to stop and rest. Look after those who are not well. I have to look after those who are not well, who are sick. Arrange for food for the group. So I have to arrange food for the group. So the most important thing is to be ready to be punished even when someone else may have made a mistake. So as a group leader, what she has to do, she has to punish the member who has made a mistake. I realized that there was a special kind of discipline here. I wondered whether the camp will still be fun. So the lady realized that here there was a discipline, and in this discipline, whether I could have fun or not. Now see, group number 7. Group number 7 included girls from Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya and Nagaland. So it is telling that group number 7 included the girls from Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya. So it was the girls from that side. I was only teacher from Kendriya Vidyalaya in this group. I was happy to meet my new group members. So the teacher was very happy to meet these new members, new group, and she was the only teacher of this group from Kendriya Vidyalaya. Most of them could not speak Hindi well. I still feel bad that after being together for 21 days, I could not talk even once from Vintha Kondonbi from Mizoram. She spoke only Mizo, but in our hearts we grew close to each other. So the lady is telling that they only speak the Mizo language. They cannot speak Hindi. So she was feeling bad that they cannot speak Hindi and they could not talk much, but their hearts were get closer. Now tell, what do you think about the responsibilities of a group leader? So it is telling that you have to think that what are the responsibilities of a group leader. How would you feel if you were made a leader in school or in such a camp? So if you are a leader in such a camp, so you are teachers make you monitor. So how proud you feel that as a leader you have to maintain silence in the class, you have to solve the problems of the students. So in such a way, a leader has the responsibilities to solve the problems of a member and to maintain discipline. What does a monitor in your class have to do? As I have given you example, a monitor of a class, what things he or she does. Would you like to be a class monitor? Why? So the students like to class monitor, and you have to give the reason that why you like. Now see, crossing the river, we got vitamin C, iron tablets and hot chocolate milk with our breakfast. So the lady is telling that we have got vitamin C and hot chocolate milk as breakfast. These were given for strength and to keep us warm in the cold. Every morning there would be a medical checkup. We tied our bandages and counted the days left. So these were given for strength, for energy, and to keep us warm in the cold. So as they were going to a camp, there was cold. So to keep them warm and to give strength, this breakfast was given, and we tied our bandages and counted the days left. So we were tying our bandages for where they every morning they were having medical checkup, and when they were not well, they at that part they were putting bandages and they were counting that how much days are left. After an 8-kilometer trek, we reached a river. So they walked 8 kilometer. After an 8-kilometer trek, they reached near a river. There was a thick rope tied across the river from one bank to the other. So there was a rope tied from one bank to the other bank of the river. The rope was tightly fixed to pegs or pitons on both the sides. So the rope was fixed to pegs or pitons, means a metal like steel. So it was fixed on both the side of the rivers. I was feeling nervous. I started thinking what would happen if the rope came out. So I was feeling very nervous and I started thinking that what would have happened if the rope came out, if the rope must have broken or it came out, so what would have happened. I was trying to estimate how wide the river was. So the lady was trying to estimate that how wide the river is. Our instructor tied a rope around his waist and put a sling type of hook in it. So their instructor tied a rope around his waist means around his stomach, and put a sling type of hook in it. He then put the sling on the thick rope tied